Hello and welcome to Out Nerdy. I'm Paul, and today I thought I'd talk about something a bit different that affects the stuff that we love to watch and read. I don't want this page to become overly political, but there's not much I can do about that really, because they insist in making our things political. You know, one of the big things obviously is race swapping or out of place things, lines, such as in last week's Titans, there was a line saying that Diego is poor and brown, therefore the police don't give a shit. What? That's CW level of writing. That should be left at the CW's door. HBO Max, Warner Brothers, whoever it is, you're better than this. You're far better than this. And yet you've gone down that route. You also said Batman only looks after rich people. That to me sounds like you watched the Saturday Night Live sketch and thought, yes, that would be brilliant. Let's put that in the show. So you've not only just crapped on GCPD, you've also now just took a massive dump on Batman. Really? That's you think your fans are going to want to hear that and watch that? Alright then. Also, in the first episode of season 11 of The Walking Dead, they're in the metro, they're searching, just, making sure it's clear. And all of a sudden, I think it's Daryl that flashes onto a poster that says America stands against racism. Really? Really? You're The Walking Dead. We're not here to watch you preach to us. We want to watch you kill zombies. That's it. You're a show that kills zombies. Stop trying to preach a message. Besides, we're hardwired to not be racist. Nobody is born racist. Circumstances make you racist, I think. No one's just born hating each other. That's stuff that's learnt through parents or experiences. But to put that in, America stands against racism. In the previous 10 seasons, there's nothing about it. There's absolutely nothing at all about race. But all of a sudden, now because it's the cool thing to do, perhaps. I mean, when you filmed this last year, that's when it was relevant. And while racism is never okay, you don't put it in for no reason, It was out of place. And then you also had the line where they were being interrogated by the Commonwealth. And Ezekiel says to a Commonwealth officer, you must have been a police officer in a former life because you're at ease with all this fascist nonsense. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but to make a leap between being a police officer and a fascist, who does that? That's incredibly insulting to police officers. And it's just, you're putting stuff in there when you don't need to be. You're a show about killing zombies. Let us see you kill zombies. There's lots more that could be said for The Walking Dead, let's be honest. We want to see you kill zombies. I apologise if I'm all over the place. This is still very, very unnatural for me, so bear with me. And it's not just I was watching a show, Prodigal Son, is another example of race baiting coming out of nowhere. There's only 2 seasons because I believe it's been cancelled. But, and here's the but, the first season was really good. I don't do crime and murdery things as a general rule. Generally, unless there's an historical backdrop to it. But I really enjoyed this show. It was quite fun. You know, as well as being dark or whatever, I enjoyed it. And there wasn't a hint of racism in season 1. Now, bear in mind, this is also done by Greg Berlanti. There wasn't a hint of it in season 1. And then all of a sudden, things happen in America. And you have the BLM and the George Floyd situation. And within 30 seconds of season 2 of Prodigal Son, there was mentions of it being hard to be a black female police officer. Now, maybe it is hard, maybe it's extremely difficult, I don't know. But what I do know is you didn't mention anything about that in season 1. Not a hint. A counterpart, a black guy who's supposedly been on the force for 10 years, not a mention, not a sniff of there being any racial stuff going on in that character's background from season 1. And over the course of, them talking about the past, racism never came up. Yeah, in season 2, it's a big thing. It's just like, why? Why? Entertain us. Show us people, well, not show us people being killed, but show us you catching killers. The enjoyable aspect of it was working with his dad, who was a serial killer. And it was an interesting dynamic. And when it, and it put me off season 2, so I didn't even finish watching it. And that, that's what I just want to be entertained, same as many people. They keep talking about diversity and representation, and that's good. Except it generally doesn't mean diversity and representation. It generally just means no men, no white men especially. And, that don't make sense. I mean, you have numerous shows in America now where the cast is predominantly black. We can look at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Was that a diverse show? No. When there was white people in it, how were they perceived? Generally to be stupid. Now, I was a kid back then and I just enjoyed watching the show. But if you were to watch it now, you'd be like, hey up. There's no way you'd have a show predominantly of white people and then show the black guy to be an idiot. I know people say, black people unfairly casted as criminals in shows perhaps, but you don't you don't set out for them to be intentionally to be made fun of, at least not that I can tell. So it for me it should work both ways, but what do I know? I mean, I enjoyed The Fresh Prince. In the UK we had a show called Desmond's, which was a really, really good TV show. And I just enjoyed it for what it was. But now, even when you try to enjoy things just to be what they are, you still pick up on it. Whether you mean to or not, because sometimes it's just that in your face. I mean, Batwoman, season 2, especially, every other, it was just, come on, give it a break. You're not actually highlighting black issues. Oh, that's not how I picked up on it. It just picked up on white man bad. And it's like, no, you're not doing anything to further that community, especially when your main character isn't a hero. She picked up the suit and she wasn't a hero. I know that's been covered on other YouTube channels, but it was just, I couldn't be doing it. Some of the lines were cringy, and again, they were the same as the Titans. Oh, he's poor and brown, so he don't care. Gotham City Police don't care about black people, and it's just like, no, stop it. Entertain us, And the main thing with Batwoman, whether it be season 1 or season 2, is it wasn't a superhero show where the character happened to be gay. They were gay but happened to be a superhero on the side. And while that may have been good for a very niche part of your audience, whether you like it or not, your main audience are not going to be the ones you're aiming at. They're not going to be gay women or gay men or whatever in this case. And there was very little of gay men in the show, to be honest. It was all, you know, in season 1 it was Ruby Rose supposedly in love with Sophie, but copping off with every bird that she could get her hands on. Let's be honest, that's what it was. And season 2, it was, you know, Ryan, I can't even remember her name, Japhithia Leslie's character. She was more concerned with helping her ex, who worked for the Black Mass Society. That's not a hero. That's not a hero. But you know, they were more concerned with shoving the message down. You know, and no, put it in, but you know, subtly. You know, you don't. You know, when you start listing off facts and figures, you're going to turn people off, even your audience, even your core audience. And I found Batwoman to be very strange for me personally, because at that point I was only watching it just to see how bad it was, not because of anything else. It was, my God, this is awful. And it almost turned into the trope of it being that bad it's funny. You know, so, but all I want is to be entertained. You know, no one's against representation as long as it's done properly. Yeah, in Hollywood they seem to think every other person's gay when that's not true. You know, people pick at Friends now because there was no gay people in it. Well, they just happened to be a bunch of people who were straight, who lived in the same building. So why would you have to put gays in it or whatever? You know, but now, oh no. Now some people look down on it because it didn't have representation. You know? But how many, you just need to stop, please stop. On behalf of fandoms everywhere, and it doesn't matter whether you're fans of science fiction, whether you're fans of comics, whether you're fans of criminal shows, stop your baiting. Either do it fully to its fullest extent or don't. You know, we just want to be entertained. I just want to be entertained. You know, I just want to be able to, you know, turn on a TV channel and watch something like that. Takes me away from the real world, whether it be for 40 minutes, in the case of something like Supernatural or Stargate, to an hour and a half, 2 hours, whether it be, you know, even if it's something as daft as Fast and Furious, which, whether you like them or not, we can all agree are the perfect dumb films to just lose yourself in. More on that in another video, the Fast and Furious. You know, I just want to be entertained. I don't want to be looking out for, you know, we have the tropes now, don't we? We have the SJ Warrior haircut, we have the strong woman, we have the person of colour. Or sometimes you'll get them all in one, because that way they ticked all the boxes with one character. And you see that a lot, and it's like, really? Really? You got away with it by doing them all in one. All right. But it's just enough's enough, because, you know, it's a turn off. It's like, nope, not watching that now. You know, I've not watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the newest, but I hear it is bad. Bad as in woke. Bad as in ranging everything from Black Lives Matter to COVID to whatever. Just stop with the political stuff. You know? Or if you are going to cover it, do it good. Think about it. You know, make it essential to the storyline, not the storyline. You know, because we don't want to see that stuff. We just want to be entertained. So please, writers everywhere, entertain us, please. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm still learning, but please like, share and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you again. Ta-da. Bye-bye.